welcome all of you, and thank you very much for many of you who sent me wishes, and straight away say that I think it's been a great event to have her fourth medal at the World Championship is something very special, and to successfully defend the silver is something which we are really proud of. And we have very little time to prepare for the Asian Games, and hopefully we will do well there as well. I think as a player, I think as a coach, we would always aspire to have the gold medal, but I think Marin was better on that day. She played very well, and hopefully we'll get a chance next year as well. But I think to beat Okuhara in the quarterfinals and Yamaguchi in the semifinals is something very good, and beating both of them the way she did, I think has been fantastic, and we are hopeful for another successful event at the Asian Games in the coming 10 days.
Good morning, everybody. I'm really very happy for the silver, and it's been a good week. As you all know, the draw was comparatively tough, and from the first round there were good tough matches, and it was good that from my side I gave my 100% from the first round, and beating Sang Ji-young and then Okuhara and Yamaguchi in the semi-finals, and then finals also was good, but yeah, at the end of the day one should win and one should lose, and I think I congratulate Marin because she did really well too. Overall, talking about the performance, it's been really good, and I'm really very happy about it. Maybe I thought that okay, another silver, but definitely I think I'll have to try more harder and harder until I get that gold, and I hope that definitely one day I will get it. లేదు అలా ఏమీ లేదు, అంటే మాకు ఎంత టైం ఉందో అంత టైంలో మేము చాలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ అంటూ అలా ఏం లేదు. చెప్పాలంటే వీ బీన్ ఓన్లీ ఫోకసింగ్ ఆన్ ద ప్రాక్టీస్ అని చెప్పొచ్చు, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళకుండా ఈవెంట్స్ కానీ ఇవన్నీ అవన్నీ. బికాజ్ వరల్డ్ ఛాంపియన్షిప్ ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద బిగ్ టోర్నమెంట్స్, అందరికీ తెలిసిందే, అండ్ దాంట్లో అందరూ దానికి వెళ్ళాలంటే అందరూ ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యే వెళ్తారు 100%. కానీ నేను కూడా దాంట్లో 100% ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యాను, అందుకే నాకు సిల్వర్ వచ్చిందని చెప్తాను. కానీ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయకుండా నాకు సరిగా ఆడలేదు, సిల్వర్ వచ్చిందని మాత్రం. ఫైనల్ ఫోబియా అంటూ అలా ఏమీ లేదు. ఇట్స్ అలా అంటే ఎంతోమంది ఫైనల్స్ రాకుండానే ఓడిపోతూ ఉన్నారు. సో అలా నెగిటివ్గా తీసుకోవడానికంటే పాజిటివ్గా నేను ఇంకోసారి నాకు మెడల్ వచ్చింది, ఇంకా కష్టపడితే ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ కూడా గోల్డ్ వచ్చే ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయని చెప్పచ్చు. సో ఫోబియా అంటే డెఫినెట్గా చాలామంది అడుగుతున్నారు ఫైనల్స్ వరకు వచ్చి ఓడిపోతున్నారని, బట్ ఆ ఫైనల్స్కి రావడం అనేది ఇట్స్ వెరీ టఫ్, అది అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. అండ్ ఫైనల్స్లో కూడా ఎవరైనా గెలవడానికే ఆడతారు, బట్ ఆ రోజు కొన్నిసార్లు చాలా బాగా ఆడచ్చు, లేకపోతే కొన్నిసార్లు ఇట్ మైట్ నాట్ బీ యువర్ డే. సో అలా అని చెప్పి యూ షుడెంట్ బీ సాడ్, బట్ నా మిస్టేక్స్ నుంచి ఇంకా నేర్చుకుని ఇంకా పైకి రావాలని. Yeah, I mean, Marin was always very aggressive with everybody, and you know, I knew that she would be very aggressive because since the time after Olympics we played couple of times, and she was also aggressive then, and also in the World Championships finals. So I was prepared for that, but yeah, I mean, I was leading at some point of time where I could have actually moved forward, but you know, due to some mistakes here and there, I lost the first game. Maybe if I would have won the first game, then it would have been a bit different, I feel. Yeah, definitely. On court is, you know, anyone want to win for themselves, and off court we are really very good friends. I mean, she's very friendly with me, and when it comes to the match, you'll always have to be very aggressive. But I think after the match where she actually came and hugged me, that was really very nice of her, and I congratulated her too. So because she was very happy, definitely anyone would be happy winning a gold. Definitely it's going to be very different, and because we have the team events and also the individuals, so very less time to prepare, but I think as a team last time we've got bronze, and this time we would expect a better one. And also individuals, I hope that I do well, and taking this confidence, taking, you know, in the World Championship silver, taking it as a conference, I hope that I move forward and do well.
Well, I think if you look at the way the doubles players played, I think especially all of them, in fact, the top pairs of Ashwini and Satwik, Chirag and Manu and Sumit, I think all of them played very well. So it was a good performance for them. Saina beating Rachanok was a good performance. I think Marin was very good on that day when she played Saina. She didn't give her any chances. So that was one big match which I thought Marin played exceptionally well, where Saina lost. Sai reaching the quarterfinals. I think we had 4 quarterfinals at the World Championships, more than it has ever been. But I think there were areas which could have improved definitely. I think Srikanth and Pranay could have done better. The conditions were a little tricky. Some days were slow, some days were fast, and sometimes in big events where pressure plays a major issue, I think when sometimes you go expecting a certain conditions and when you actually get opposite conditions, it's a learning experience for players. So overall for me, I think at the end of the day, as a package, it's okay. I think we've done well. We could have had some improvements in a couple of players, and I do hope that these players come out well at the Asian Games. It's very tricky to train players with such short periods of peaks, where you have to peak for World Championships, peak for the Asian Games, and whether you peak for team championships or the individuals is a tricky training problem. So I think somewhere some people reacted better to these conditions, and some people will react better to the next conditions, and that's how these things are. So you can't really be precise about trainings, because you can't really cut down on volume versus intensity kind of a training word to prepare for now, because if you do that, then your Asian Games suffers. So it has to be a very fine balance. So some of it might be those cases as well, but nothing of concern as much. We had the Commonwealth this year, we did well. We had the World Championships relatively good, and hopefully at the Asian Games, if we do well, I think this year will be a successful year for Indian badminton.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that it's been a tough schedule, tough calendar this year. But I think we'll have to plan accordingly and play our tournaments, and we need to keep ourselves mentally and physically fit. That's the only way, because we just can't complain and just come back and say that, you know, there are too many tournaments, that's why we were not able to play. Rather than you have to just prepare yourself and just go and play tournaments. Yeah, I mean, definitely I need to work more harder, and I need to work out on my mistakes. And strategy wise, nothing like one in particular, because we all know each other's strategy, where we actually play in one or the other tournaments. We keep playing with each other. So, I mean, as you all know, like with the Japanese girls, it's more of like a rally and long matches. Like nowadays, if you see, the matches are all going up to like 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So we'll have to be very prepared for everything and anything, is what I feel.
I think it's very easy sometimes to focus on the last match, forgetting the great semi-final which she played, or the 2 previous where she beat Sunji, even where she beat Okuhara or Maguchi. Sometimes our memories hang around with the last match, and I think it's very important to not look at it only from that perspective. I think there are learnings which need to be learned from the final, but definitely I think the good work and the credit which she should get for winning those semi-finals and fighting back on that day, and the kind of mental strength she showed in the semi-finals and the quarter-finals and the pre-quarter-finals is something which I think we should remember before jumping and dissecting the final as a standalone match. I think this is also from my perspective of the player, I think this is what I would want Sindhu to think, because it's very easy sometimes to forget the good work you've done previously and then focus on the negatives from the tournament. But I think there are a lot of positives in the tournament. The medal is a silver which needs to be celebrated, and I think that's important for us not to lose perspective. I think the Maran's match, yes, she had a lead in the first game. She could have wrapped that up, and as she said, the second game could have been another story. But the first 15 points of the Maran's match was a different ball game also, in the sense Sindhu was dominating, Sindhu was looking confident. There was a lapse of maybe a minute, and then the whole tide changed. And in a big match, that little momentum changes a lot of things. So you would want to be getting your lessons out of those matches, but ensure that you don't forget the good work which was done in the tournament throughout.
Not really, because I've been used to it now. But nothing like that. I mean, there were people who were really nice and kind, saying that you really fought hard and you lost. So I take it in a good way always. And people never said that, oh, you lose. Or people sometimes told me that, okay, why only silver, why not gold? So there were many things going here and there. But I think I have to just take positives from all of those, like Gopi sir said. And you just see the negative, not the positive, rather than focus on the positivity more. So I think keeping that in mind, I think I'll only listen and take positives from those. I mean, yeah, even in the quarterfinals and also semi-finals, I was trailing at some point of time in the second set. So I just believed in myself, and Gopi sir was also like cheering, and he also had hope that I can do it. So I was just thinking about the next point and how important is that, because every point is very important in the match. And that is how I just kept getting points, and I just believed in myself.